If there is one thing most people realize too late, it is that the habits formed in youth completely shape adult life. But do you know what is even worse? We often spend years repeating patterns that hold us back without even realizing it. How many times have you caught yourself thinking, if only I had known this earlier, my life would be so much better now? We have all felt this at some point. The truth is that no one teaches the formula for success in school, and we end up learning through mistakes that could have been avoided. Now, imagine being able to go back in time and hand your younger self a manual with the habits that truly make a difference, those that build success, happiness, and purpose. That would be a huge advantage, wouldn't it? The good news is that even though you cannot change the past, you can still completely transform your future starting now. All you need are the right insights and the willingness to apply them. That is why today you will learn about 11 powerful habits I wish I had known in my 20s. Each one has the potential to radically change the way you approach life, relationships, and achievements. And it does not matter how old you are now, the sooner you start, the sooner you will see results. So, if you are tired of making the same mistakes and finally want to accelerate your personal growth, stay with me until the end because this could be a turning point for you. Now tell me, are you ready to discover which habits could have changed everything? Let's get started. Imagine waking up every day without a clear purpose, without a vision of where you want to go. That feeling of drifting aimlessly with no direction is one of the main causes of stress and dissatisfaction in life. Having a structured vision for the future does not just mean setting vague goals. It means creating a detailed roadmap that guides your daily actions. Successful people do not live at the mercy of chance. They know exactly where they are going. A great starting point is to create a vision board, gathering images, phrases, and symbols that represent your biggest dreams. This process is not just a mental exercise. It directly influences the subconscious, making your goals more tangible and attainable. Well-defined goals work like a GPS for life. If someone wants to improve their health, for example, simply saying, "I want to be healthy," is not enough. It is necessary to establish concrete actions, such as practicing meditation daily, adopting a mindfulness routine, or committing to an exercise schedule 3 times a week. The same applies to financial and professional life. Do you want to earn more money? Then, set a clear plan such as developing new skills, investing time in reading financial books, or seeking mentors in your desired field. The key is aligning your daily actions with your long-term vision. However, it is not enough to just set goals. It is essential to review them constantly. Many people create ambitious plans at the beginning of the year and, just a few months later, completely forget what they had intended to achieve. The best approach is to maintain a tracking system. Keeping a gratitude journal, for instance, where you write down small daily victories and reinforce visualizations of your desired future, can make all the difference. Additionally, breaking goals into micro steps makes the process more manageable and reduces frustration. Real change happens when abstract objectives are transformed into practical, achievable commitments. Visualization and daily affirmations are powerful tools for keeping the mind focused in the right direction. High-performance athletes use this technique before competitions. Business leaders apply it before major negotiations, and anyone can incorporate this strategy into their personal and professional life. Closing your eyes for a few minutes and imagining yourself living your ideal future, feeling the emotions, noticing the details of the environment, experiencing the sensation of achievement, is a proven method for accelerating the realization of goals. The key to turning a dream into reality is first making it real in your mind. And what happens when you start living with a clear and well-defined vision? Daily challenges stop being discouraging obstacles and become stepping stones to a promising future. People who know what they want do not get easily shaken by difficulties along the way. But for this mindset to grow stronger, it is essential to cultivate an attitude that keeps energy high and the mind focused on the positive. Life will always find a way to test our patience. The question is not whether challenges will arise, but how each person chooses to face them. Those who cultivate a positive attitude do not live in a fairy tale where everything always works out. On the contrary, they have simply chosen not to be victims of circumstances. Instead of focusing on problems, they train their minds to see solutions. This does not mean ignoring difficulties but rather approaching them strategically, with resilience and emotional intelligence. This is what separates those who move forward from those who remain stuck in complaint and conformity. Neuroscience has already proven that thoughts shape reality. If someone spends the entire day complaining and feeding negativity, their brain reinforces these patterns, making pessimism a habitual state. But here's the good news: the opposite is also true. People who cultivate gratitude, practice mindfulness, and use positive affirmations rewire their neural circuits to respond better to challenges. A good exercise to develop this ability is to start the day by listing 3 things to be grateful for. This directs the mind toward what is positive instead of fixating on what is wrong. Additionally, filtering external influences is essential. The environment a person is immersed in can be one of the biggest saboteurs of a positive mindset. Tragic news, toxic social circles, and destructive habits drain energy. A powerful habit is to consume content that uplifts emotional vibration, such as inspirational books, motivational talks, and guided meditation practices. Small daily actions like reducing time on social media and consciously choosing what to watch and listen to make a huge difference in the quality of thoughts. Another crucial point is the power of self-talk. Often, the greatest source of negativity is not the external world but the internal conversation one has with oneself. How many times do people sabotage themselves with thoughts like, "This won't work," or "I'm not good enough"? The solution is to replace these automatic patterns with powerful affirmations. Instead of saying, "I can't," try, "I am learning to do this better every day." This simple shift has a profound impact on self-confidence and the way challenges are faced. And when a positive attitude becomes a habit, everything around starts to change. Opportunities appear, the right people come closer, and personal energy transforms. But there is an even more powerful secret. When this positive mindset is channeled to impact others, it multiplies exponentially. And this leads to an essential principle for a life filled with purpose and fulfillment. Many seek meaning in life solely through their own achievements, but there is a deeper path to true fulfillment: serving others. When someone shifts their focus beyond themselves and begins contributing to the world around them, their sense of purpose expands. This does not mean giving up personal ambitions but rather recognizing that the impact made on others' lives directly reflects on one's own well-being. Studies have shown that acts of generosity activate areas of the brain associated with happiness, reducing stress and strengthening social connections. The rewards of serving others are not just emotional but also practical. Those who help others build powerful support networks and attract more opportunities. Helping others does not have to be something grand or out of reach. Small daily gestures make all the difference. It can be as simple as offering sincere advice, listening to someone going through a difficult time, or practicing gratitude by sending a message to someone who has made a difference in your life. Often, simply acknowledging and valuing another person can transform their day. This kind of attitude creates a ripple effect. One person positively impacted tends to pass it on, creating a continuous cycle of positive energy and growth. Additionally, serving others strengthens self-esteem. Anyone who has done volunteer work or helped someone without expecting anything in return knows the deep sense of fulfillment it brings. This happens because the mind begins to associate personal value with contribution. When a person realizes they have something meaningful to offer, their confidence grows naturally. If you want to experience this transformation, start small. Offer your help in a social project, share knowledge you have, or simply be kind in daily interactions. The shift in your energy and how others respond to you will be remarkable. We also cannot ignore the impact that helping others has on financial and professional life. Professionals who cultivate a mindset of service, whether by assisting colleagues, clients, or business partners, naturally become more influential and respected. Successful companies understand that the foundation of a thriving business is solving real problems and adding value. The same principle applies to any area of life. The more someone becomes useful and relevant, the more doors open. The key is understanding that contribution is not just about altruistic giving but also a smart strategy for personal and professional growth. Finally, helping others is a powerful reminder that no one grows alone. Everyone faces challenges and, at some point, will need someone's support. Building a cycle of mutual assistance creates an environment where everyone prospers together. And when this principle is combined with the daily practice of gratitude, the benefits multiply even further. Gratitude is one of the most underestimated forces when it comes to well-being and success. Many people spend their lives waiting for major achievements to finally feel happy, but the secret lies in the opposite approach. Feeling grateful first is what opens the doors to greater abundance. Neuroscience has already proven that regular gratitude practice alters brain circuits, reducing stress levels and increasing the feeling of happiness. In other words, the more someone feels grateful for what they already have, the more their mind aligns with a prosperous reality. When practiced daily, gratitude reprograms the brain to see opportunities instead of limitations. Many believe gratitude is just a spontaneous feeling that arises when something good happens, but the truth is that it can and should be cultivated intentionally. One of the most effective methods is keeping a gratitude journal, writing down at least 3 things you are grateful for each day. This may seem simple, but it completely transforms how the brain processes reality. Another powerful exercise is expressing gratitude verbally. Sending a message to someone to let them know how much you appreciate their presence, or simply mentally saying a sincere thank you before bed already shifts the vibrational frequency of the person practicing it. Beyond emotional benefits, gratitude has a direct impact on practical life. Grateful people are more resilient, have healthier relationships, and even better professional opportunities. In the workplace, for example, a leader who recognizes and values their team tends to be more respected and admired. Professionals who show gratitude for learning and experiences, even during difficulties, can turn challenges into stepping stones for growth. This happens because gratitude creates a powerful psychological effect. It shifts the focus from scarcity to abundance, making the person feel more confident to take action. Gratitude also plays an essential role in spirituality and the manifestation process. When someone expresses gratitude for something before even receiving it, the brain starts operating as if it were already real, aligning emotions and thoughts with the desired reality. This is not magic, it is applied neuroscience. Successful entrepreneurs, athletes, and artists use this technique to condition their minds for success. If you want to attract more prosperity into your life, try starting each morning with a positive visualization, genuinely feeling grateful for everything you desire, as if it had already happened. And make no mistake, gratitude does not mean ignoring problems or living in a bubble of forced positivity. On the contrary, it is a powerful tool for facing adversity without being consumed by it. The difference between those who sink under difficulties and those who overcome them is mindset. When someone practices gratitude, they create a mental shield against negativity and develop a more strategic outlook on life. And as this mindset strengthens, the need to establish healthy boundaries becomes even more evident. Many people believe that saying yes to everything is a sign of kindness, but in reality, it is a surefire recipe for burnout. Setting healthy boundaries does not mean being selfish. It means respecting your own energy, time, and well-being. When someone allows themselves to be constantly overwhelmed by the expectations of others, they inevitably sacrifice their inner peace. The lack of clear boundaries can lead to mental exhaustion, chronic stress, and even physical problems. Who has not felt that deep fatigue after spending an entire day fulfilling demands that were not even their own? That is why learning to say no is one of the most powerful forms of self-care. Having healthy boundaries begins with recognizing your own worth. This involves understanding that your time and energy are valuable and should not be wasted on people or situations that drain more than they give. At work, for example, taking on more tasks than reasonable may seem admirable in the short term, but in the long run, it leads to frustration and burnout. In personal life, relationships where one person gives infinitely more than they receive create resentment and emotional exhaustion. To avoid this, an effective technique is to ask yourself, does this truly add value to my life? If the answer is no, it may be time to set a boundary. Often, the difficulty in establishing boundaries comes from the fear of displeasing others. After all, no one likes to be seen as rude or insensitive. But the truth is that people who know how to stand their ground firmly are more respected. The key is clear and assertive communication. Instead of a blunt no, try reframing it with empathy. I would love to help, but right now I am focused on another priority. Or, I really enjoy spending time with you, but I need some space for myself right now. These small adjustments make a big difference in how your decision is received. Practicing this daily transforms your posture and drastically reduces emotional strain. Setting boundaries is not just about what you refuse but also about what you prioritize. If someone wants to focus more on spirituality, manifesting their goals, or meditation, they need to create an environment conducive to that. This may mean setting aside specific times of the day for mindfulness practices, distancing from people who constantly bring negativity, or even turning off phone notifications to avoid distractions. The clearer the boundaries, the more space there is for what truly matters. After all, the energy spent on things that do not make sense is the same energy that could be invested in personal growth. And if there is one thing that becomes impossible without well-defined boundaries, it is maintaining physical health. Without organization that protects personal well-being, the body eventually shows signs of burnout. After all, how can someone be productive, creative, and fulfilled if they are constantly exhausted? The next piece of this puzzle is understanding that taking care of the body is not optional, it is the foundation of everything. Taking care of the body is one of the most direct ways to transform life in all aspects. Physical health does not only impact well-being but also productivity, mood, and even mental clarity. Many people underestimate the power of a consistent exercise routine and a balanced diet, believing that healthcare is optional or merely an aesthetic concern. However, a healthy body sustains a strong mind. When you feel energetic and full of vitality, everything becomes easier. Work flows better, creativity increases, and even interpersonal relationships improve. The connection between body and mind is undeniable, and taking care of one is essential to strengthening the other. Regular exercise is not just a medical recommendation but a powerful tool for enhancing quality of life. Science has already proven that physical activity increases the release of endorphins, hormones responsible for feelings of pleasure and well-being. Additionally, engaging in sports, weight training, or even a daily walk improves blood circulation, reduces stress, and combats symptoms of anxiety and depression. Anyone who has felt that immediate relief after a run or an intense workout knows exactly what this means. The body responds to movement with more energy and stamina, making any challenge easier to face. Nutrition also plays a crucial role in maintaining physical and mental health. Eating well does not mean following extreme diets or obsessively counting calories but rather making conscious choices that nourish the body. Processed foods and high sugar intake may bring immediate pleasure but, in the long run, lead to fatigue, inflammation, and hormonal imbalances. In contrast, a diet rich in lean proteins, healthy fats, and quality carbohydrates improves cognitive function, boosts energy, and strengthens the immune system. Small changes such as replacing sodas with water, reducing the consumption of processed foods, and increasing vegetable intake already make a huge difference. Another fundamental pillar is rest. There is no point in exercising intensely and eating well if the body does not receive adequate recovery time. Quality sleep is essential for muscle recovery, hormonal balance, and even mental health. Many people overlook this factor and try to compensate for sleepless nights with coffee and stimulants, not realizing that this only worsens the problem. Establishing a bedtime routine, avoiding screens before sleeping, and setting a fixed schedule for rest can drastically improve sleep quality and, consequently, daily performance. The body needs breaks to regenerate and continue functioning at its best. After all, financial success, professional achievement, or spiritual growth cannot be sustained without a healthy body to carry it all. And when it comes to health and well-being, there is one element that often goes unnoticed but has a direct impact on how we handle challenges and emotions: breathing. Those who master this art can transform their mental and physical state in a matter of seconds. Breathing is one of the most powerful tools for balancing the mind and body, yet few people truly know how to use it to their advantage. On autopilot, most people breathe shallowly, rapidly, and irregularly, especially in moments of stress. This only increases anxiety, muscle tension, and even concentration difficulties. However, when one learns to breathe consciously, it is possible to transform emotional states in seconds, calm the mind, and even improve physical health. The simple act of controlling the air that enters and leaves the body can be the key to facing daily challenges with greater clarity and serenity. There are several breathing techniques that help manage stress, stabilize emotions, and enhance focus. One of the most well-known is diaphragmatic breathing, which involves inhaling deeply through the nose, expanding the abdomen instead of the chest, and then exhaling slowly and controlled. This technique activates the parasympathetic nervous system, responsible for relaxation and well-being. Another effective practice is the 4-7-8 breathing method, where you inhale for 4 seconds, hold the breath for 7 seconds, and exhale slowly for 8 seconds. This method reduces heart rate and induces a near-immediate state of calm, making it highly beneficial for those dealing with insomnia or anxiety. Athletes, meditators, and even successful entrepreneurs use breathing techniques to optimize performance and maintain focus. The Wim Hof method, for example, combines controlled hyperventilation with cold exposure to enhance physical and mental resilience. In mindfulness practices, focusing on the breath helps bring the mind into the present moment, reducing distractions and negative thoughts. These techniques require no special equipment or significant effort, only consistency. Dedicating just a few minutes each day to conscious breathing can yield enormous benefits, transforming how a person handles pressure and challenges. Beyond its emotional impact, proper breathing also improves physical health. Studies show that deep breathing oxygenates cells more effectively, enhances blood circulation, and strengthens the immune system. Many respiratory conditions such as asthma and bronchitis can be alleviated with techniques that expand lung capacity. Additionally, breath control plays a crucial role in physical exercise, helping to maintain endurance during intense workouts and preventing early fatigue. It is no coincidence that runners, swimmers, and yoga practitioners dedicate so much time to mastering their breath. It is one of the secrets to peak performance. Mastering breathing does not require much time or effort but does demand attention and practice. Small daily habits, such as taking pauses to breathe deeply throughout the day or starting the morning with 3 minutes of controlled breathing, already make a significant difference. When one learns to breathe better, both the body and mind operate in a more balanced and harmonious state. And speaking of balance, another essential factor in ensuring energy and mental clarity is quality sleep. Sleep is one of the fundamental pillars of a balanced life, yet it is astonishing how many people treat it as an insignificant detail. In the rush of daily life, getting quality sleep has become a luxury when, in reality, it should be an absolute priority. Sleep deprivation affects not only mood but also productivity, decision-making, and even physical health. When the body does not rest properly, cortisol levels, the stress hormone, spike, increasing anxiety and hindering the body's recovery. It is no surprise that those who sleep too little experience mental fog, have less patience, and suffer from memory lapses. Establishing a structured sleep routine is key to improving sleep quality. The human body operates on biological cycles called circadian rhythms, and when these cycles are disrupted, energy levels plummet. Having fixed times for sleeping and waking helps the brain understand when it is time to rest, making it easier to fall asleep. Additionally, the blue light emitted by cell phones and computers suppresses melatonin production, the hormone responsible for sleep, making it harder to fall asleep naturally. To counteract this, it is ideal to avoid electronic screens at least an hour before bed and invest in relaxing activities such as reading or meditation. Nutrition also plays a crucial role in sleep quality. Excess caffeine, sugar, and heavy meals before bed can interfere with rest by stimulating the nervous system and making relaxation difficult. On the other hand, foods rich in tryptophan, such as bananas, oats, and almonds, help produce serotonin and melatonin, promoting deeper and more restorative sleep. Chamomile or passion fruit tea can also be excellent allies for those who have trouble winding down at night. Small dietary changes can completely transform how the body rests and recovers. Creating a sleep-friendly environment also makes a significant difference. The bedroom should be a peaceful, dark, and quiet space, free from distractions that could interrupt sleep. Room temperature directly impacts sleep quality. A space that is too hot or too cold can cause discomfort and frequent awakenings. Investing in a good mattress and pillows that support the spine and neck also prevents pain and discomfort. For those who struggle to turn off their minds before bed, practices such as mindfulness and guided visualization can help slow racing thoughts and prepare the body for deep sleep. Sleeping well is not a luxury but a basic necessity for every area of life to function optimally. When the body gets adequate rest, the mind becomes clearer, mood improves, and energy levels increase. And if sleep is fundamental to maintaining balance, taking responsibility for personal choices is the next step to ensuring that this energy is well used in daily life. One of the greatest truths about success, whether in personal, professional, or financial life, is that everything starts with responsibility. Taking control of one's own actions is a defining factor between those who live on autopilot and those who actively shape their destiny. Many people spend years blaming external circumstances, the government, family, or bad luck for their problems. However, the truth is that as long as someone believes their fate is in the hands of others, they will never have real power over their own life. Accepting that results, both good and bad, are a direct consequence of personal choices is the first step toward growth and evolution. Creating a system of personal accountability helps avoid common traps such as procrastination and self-sabotage. For example, setting concrete goals with specific deadlines prevents plans from remaining mere ideas. Additionally, sharing objectives with a trusted person, a mentor, friend, or support group, can significantly increase discipline and commitment. When you know someone else is tracking your progress, the likelihood of giving up decreases. Successful entrepreneurs and athletes use this method to stay consistent because they understand that responsibility is not a burden but a shortcut to growth. A victim mentality is one of the greatest enemies of success. Every time someone sees themselves as a victim of circumstances, they lose the opportunity to turn challenges into opportunities. Instead of dwelling on professional rejection, the right approach would be to ask, "What can I learn from this?" Or "What can I improve for next time?" This shift in perspective can be applied to any area of life. If financial health is poor, blaming the system will not solve the problem, but learning about financial education, investing, and changing spending habits will. If relationships are struggling, rather than blaming a partner or friends, it makes more sense to reflect on one's own behaviors and how they may be contributing to the situation. Being responsible does not mean being overly rigid or punishing oneself for failures but rather learning from them and moving forward. Successful people do not avoid mistakes. They know how to extract value from them. When a plan fails, instead of giving up, they analyze what can be adjusted and try again. When Thomas Edison was questioned about his repeated failures in inventing the light bulb, he responded that he had simply found 1,000 ways that did not work. This level of commitment and resilience is what separates those who merely dream from those who actually achieve. Responsibility is also reflected in one's ability to keep their word. Honoring commitments, arriving on time, and following through on promises build trust and credibility. Responsible individuals are valued in any environment because they convey security and reliability. Moreover, when one takes full control of their own life, they can positively influence the world around them. And once personal responsibility is firmly in place, it becomes much easier to overcome emotional barriers that may be holding them back from their past. Many people carry the past as if it were a backpack full of stones. They dwell on mistakes, resentments, and missed opportunities, allowing these memories to define who they are in the present. However, the truth is that no one can move forward in life while being stuck in what has already happened. The past only holds power over someone if they choose to relive it repeatedly. Overcoming traumas and regrets does not mean ignoring them, but rather processing them and consciously deciding that they will no longer control the future. Accepting this can be challenging, but it is also incredibly liberating. There are several practical ways to release the past and move forward. One of the most effective is therapeutic writing. Taking time to write about painful experiences, the lessons learned, and, most importantly, how one wishes to move forward helps reshape internal narratives. Additionally, practices such as meditation and mindfulness train the mind to focus on the present, reducing the tendency to dwell on past wounds. Another powerful strategy is changing perspective. Instead of seeing oneself as a victim of circumstances, one can choose to recognize how adversity contributed to personal growth and resilience. Regret is one of the biggest emotional blockages for many people. What if I had done things differently? What if I had said that? These thoughts create a cycle of self-sabotage, keeping a person trapped in realities that no longer exist. What few realize is that every mistake and wrong choice brought a lesson. A failed relationship may have taught valuable lessons about boundaries. A missed opportunity may have revealed the importance of preparation. When one starts seeing the past as a teacher rather than a life sentence, its weight begins to lessen. Another crucial aspect is forgiveness, both of others and oneself. Many people hold on to anger and resentment as if this were a form of punishment for those who hurt them. But in reality, the only person truly harmed by these emotions is the one carrying them. Forgiving does not mean condoning or justifying bad behavior, but rather freeing oneself from emotional burdens. This applies to self-compassion as well. Everyone makes mistakes and experiences moments of weakness. The key is to learn, grow, and allow oneself to move forward without carrying the weight of perpetual guilt. By letting go of the past, space is created for a new and promising future. After all, one cannot drive a car while looking only in the rearview mirror. The focus must be on the road ahead. And once emotional ties to what was are released, it becomes much easier to identify and eliminate negative influences that may be holding back growth and happiness. A person's life is largely influenced by the environment around them, from the people they interact with to the content they consume daily. The problem is that many fail to realize the impact these influences have on their mindset and emotions. Toxic relationships, negative environments, and even destructive habits can drain energy, reduce motivation, and create a distorted view of reality. To achieve true happiness and growth, it is essential to identify and eliminate the influences that hinder progress. After all, what is the point of trying to improve if everything around you is pulling you backward? The first step is evaluating the people you spend time with. There is a saying that we are the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with. If someone is constantly surrounded by negative individuals who complain about everything, do not believe in their own potential, and discourage those around them, that energy will inevitably be absorbed. The ideal approach is to seek out individuals who inspire growth, challenge you to think bigger, and have a mindset of evolution. This does not mean abandoning long-term friends or family, but rather setting healthy boundaries and choosing more wisely whom to share dreams and plans with. Another crucial factor is habits and the type of content consumed. What a person reads, watches, and listens to shapes their worldview. If the daily routine involves social media filled with negativity, alarming news, and empty conversations, the mind will likely adapt to a constant state of pessimism. Replacing this type of content with enriching books, motivational videos, and productive discussions can transform the way one perceives life. After all, whatever feeds the mind directly reflects in daily actions. A good practice is to set aside at least 30 minutes a day to consume something that adds knowledge and promotes personal growth. Eliminating negative influences also requires an analysis of one's own thought patterns. Often, the biggest saboteur is not external but within the mind itself. Limiting beliefs, self-destructive thoughts, and patterns of procrastination need to be identified and replaced. Techniques such as positive affirmations, mindfulness, and meditation help reprogram the mind to operate at a higher level. A person who learns to challenge their own negative thoughts is already taking a significant step toward transforming their reality. By removing everything that does not add value to life, the sense of mental clarity and lightness increases significantly. With fewer distractions and less energy wasted on useless situations, more space is available to focus on what truly matters. And when a more positive and conscious lifestyle is adopted, the right opportunities naturally begin to appear. This is the true power of living aligned with a growth mindset. Now, with these negative influences eliminated, the next step is to focus on building habits that drive success and happiness. Now that you have learned about these 11 powerful habits, the big question is, what will you do with this knowledge? Knowing what needs to be done without taking action is like having a treasure map but never setting out to find it. The difference between those who achieve what they desire and those who spend their lives complaining lies in action. So, which of these habits will you start implementing today? Will you begin practicing gratitude? Will you finally set healthy boundaries? Or maybe it's time to take full responsibility for your life. Whatever your starting point is, the time to act is now. Do not fall into the trap of "I'll do it later," because time waits for no one. And believe me, if you don't take a step forward a year from now, you will regret not having started today. Small daily changes accumulate into significant results over time. So, choose at least one habit from this list and commit to practicing it for the next 30 days. You will be amazed at the impact it will have on your life. Let me know in the comments, which of these habits resonated with you the most? Is there one you already practice that has made a huge difference? I want to hear about your experience. And if this content made sense to you, take a moment to subscribe to the channel and activate notifications, as I always bring practical content to help you grow and achieve more. Remember, your future starts today. Now the decision is in your hands. Will you continue just dreaming, or will you take action to transform your reality?